Pod-A-Holics.
One.
Going live on
What
Facebook.
is up, Pod-A-Holics?
What's
Episode
going on?
32. Today we are jamming it out from Indianapolis and the Cancun. Corey's in
Just the
Mexico.
Cancun, just sitting here, I was just sitting by the beach. I was actually just surfing in some waves here right before the podcast, and I messaged him like, podcast day, right? He's like, yep. So then I jumped my happy little ass out of the water and ran my ass up to the room here so we can talk to y'all about quit being a bunch of little bitches.
Bunch of little
Holy man. So little context with this is something that a lot of not just business owners, but online CEOs, entrepreneurs, you're selling a product, you're selling a service, you're selling some type of thing. But why is it whenever it comes to closing out the sale, everyone loses every single shred of confidence in themselves and what they're doing, to where it puts so much uneasiness on the potential lead that you end up not even getting the sale, because even they could be literally saying like, I'm ready, like this is exactly what I need, like send me the link, and yet we still just don't go for the fucking close. Like,
Yep.
why? Kevin, why does this happen? I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's like there's several different reasons. I feel like, but I feel people want let's talk about sports for a second. in soccer, a lot of players, we've all watched a soccer game before. Okay, if and hockey is an example as well. Okay, so what would be the easiest shot at a hockey game, and what would be the easiest shot at a soccer game? Like an opportunity to score.
Empty
Empty
fucking
net.
net on a breakaway with an empty net, and you got nothing to do but put it
on a
in
breakaway,
the net.
empty net with the defender 20 yards behind you, and you're jogging and he's walking. And that's what people want, is that it's almost like a shock. If you had an empty net and all efforts were on the opposite side, and you so happen to be the cherry picker, and you have an empty net, and you're almost like in shock. You're almost like, oh my God.
You're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? That's what people get when they have somebody that says, I'm ready to go. And then salespeople fuck it up because they don't just match the same energy and say, fantastic, let's do it then.
And they freak out, and they boot it, and then that thing goes like, yo, bro, you're not going for a fucking field goal here. You're going for in the net.
Yeah, and they boot it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, where the hell did that shit go? Like, how?
Yeah.
You end up on TSN, ESPN, fucking sport bloopers of the year because yo dumbass couldn't fucking figure it out.
So
and again, I've done that both in sales and in sports. But I think that's the thing is like, but you throw like, now again, I don't know soccer or shit. Correct me, whatever. You throw Ronaldo, you throw Messi. I don't know. You throw Wayne Gretzky. You throw all these hockey players. I don't know. I don't fucking watch hockey. I'm a bad Canadian. I know. But the thing is, like, the reason why they don't screw those types of things up, or they're able to just kind of, just like put it is because they have the confidence there, because they've just done it. They've done it so many times, and a lot of the times, like especially like when I was first doing the sales calls, again. Sales in general, like this could be like door-to-door sales, this could be in person in the gym, in a dealership, doing real estate, this could be on the phone where you're not even on a Zoom and you're on doing a call, or this could be on a Zoom call. But the thing that comes down to, and like you can literally have people that can be just absolute slayers inside. Like for me, I remember my last couple months at the gym I was working at, like I was averaging like 30 to 40K a month in sales. But then like my first, like to be completely honest, like my first like 100 sales calls I had online, I'd say I maybe closed like 20% of those patients. But like that's the thing. It comes down to just getting comfortable with talking about things that are uncomfortable. Like, why is it such an uncomfortable thing to talk about when it comes with money? And it has nothing to do with money. And like for me, it always comes down to like just two simple things. But it's one, fear and unknowing.
Yep.
Right.
To go back to what you were saying is like the Messi analogy, right? Is that in sports, high performing athletes, or in closing, high performing closers don't care how it's finished, don't care how the ball is scored, just that it's scored. And a lot of the times, some of these people are so caught up on the empty net thing, where they want all stars to be aligned. Okay. But the thing is, like, when it comes to sales, we want clients and whatnot. And when we get clients, we want to make changes or help them make changes in their lives. And I've fallen into that pit where I just want like the perfect person to say the perfect things on the first time, be a perfect first conversation, and have the perfect onboarding, so that way they can be not just a perfect client, but an above beyond perfect client. We want them to be perfect so much at the beginning that if they're not perfect, we almost shut them out. Okay, not by literally telling them like, "Hey, you're not a good client." We shut them out by not actually giving them the opportunity and let them go inside the net, right? And we defeat the whole purpose of the business that we're trying to start as coaches, which is let me get imperfect people inside the net, no matter how I get there, a header, right? A cheeky fucking goal, a not so good touchdown, right? Fucking Patrick Mahomes. If you were watching the games this weekend, Patrick Mahomes went for a rush and he just jumped, right? The perfect scenario is that he throws the ball into the empty hands of one of his offensive players, and nobody's guarding him. That's perfect scenario. But Patrick Mahomes is a finisher. That dude's like, fuck it, I can't see nobody, let me jump. And he barely got it. But he got it. He finished it, right? So, you got to think about perfect scenario. Yes, I pass it. Let me stay in the pocket for a second. All my offensive line is helping me. No one's coming through. Toss, one-handed catch. The whole stadium goes crazy. Perfect scenario. But it doesn't always happen that way. And instead of just going for it, we never score. We never go to the next game with a winning streak, right? Or whatever it is. Or in closing, we never go to the next call with saying we tried our best.
And like, you know what, like, you're not gonna close absolutely everyone. Like, yeah, we all like to say, you know what, like every sale is closable, but at the end of the day, like that's not always gonna be the case. And then like, but here's the thing, like you see those guys, and again, you use Patrick Mahomes for instance, but even like Derek Carr yesterday. I was watching the highlights, and it was like third down or fourth down or something like that. They were trying to get in the end zone, and Derek Carr like didn't really have anyone around him, but he frantically threw the ball to Devontae Adams, even though he was guarded. And like, it just so happened that the guy like just got his fingertips on it and knocked it away. Where on the other side of the damn field, there was a guy wide fucking open going like, bitch, right fucking here. And he didn't even look that way because he got really frantic and panicked and then didn't even go through his progressions and his reads. And this is what happens with, honestly, everyone. Like, I'll do this. Like, I'm not perfect either. Yeah. But what is it? Because it's the fear of, oh my God, like, okay, like walking up to snap the ball, like, it's the last play. You got to get in the end zone. You got to score. You're gonna lose the fucking game. Yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of fucking pressure. Same thing in the sales call. Yeah, you could kill it during the beginning part. You can kill it during the presentation. You can kill it during the emotional and then the price anchoring. And then as soon as that money comes up, it's like, all right, so you want to do my program? It's like I don't understand where the fucking confidence goes. Like, you are literally the one that just walked them through every single loophole that they needed to go through to realize that they can actually do this. And they're sitting there saying like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I need this. Like, this is everything I've been looking for. Like, they're selling them damn selves. And yet we still sit here like, I'm scared to say what my program is.
I mean,
it's fucking why?
Yeah, it's like, just to go back to the sport analogy. How many videos do you see of like people who can like juggle the ball, right, with their feet? How many people can dribble the ball really cool, right, playing basketball? How many people can run really fast, juke, and catch the ball by themselves? But then when it comes to like playing even just like a Sunday league, how many times are people afraid of maybe getting hit? How many times are people afraid of maybe going after the ball or chasing after something because they think somebody else might be faster?
How many times are people just scared to fuck up? Like, quit being a little bitch. Like
100%.
you're gonna fuck up. Like that's gonna be the thing. But like the funny part is like even like when we talk to our coaches and stuff, and like we're even going through this, is like you do realize that if you fuck up, the only person that's gonna know that you fucked up is you. Because they don't know that you fucked up. They don't really care if you fucked up because one, they're not even gonna realize it, and they're on the call because you're walking them through how to solve a problem that they've been stuck through their whole lives. And this is one of those things. And we're just sitting here. We're just sitting here. So like, what's the big pressure? Well, I think the biggest thing that we were talking about this on, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
We become reactive. But that's the problem is when you're reactive on calls, when you're reactive in situations, if you're reactive in these things, then that's where things get sporadic, and that's where you don't go through your progressions, and that's where you miss the wide open net, you miss the wide open basket, that layup that somehow bounces off the backboard that you easily could have put in or whatever it is, because you were just panicking. Where if you're not getting hit by anyone, you're not about to get laid the fuck out, so chill out. You can literally sit there and be like, okay. So anyway, so the program, like considering this and like, is this everything you need? Well, 100%, it's 2K. Yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Would you want to do that off in front? No? Okay, yeah. Well, we can definitely do a split payment. That works? Bet. Let's get it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
It's like, it's just
but
like,
it's the fear of getting rejected.
It's just like two questions. It's just literally two questions. It is a, would you like to do it? Would you like to move forward? Yes. All right, cool. Take a payment. Fantastic. Oh, you want to split the payments up? All right, no problem. We can do that. Here it is. That's it. And just move forward with it. And like a lot of people, they really do like lose the sale quite literally because of that.
Oh, dude, 100%. But even like, let's just remove it from sales for a second. You know how many people miss opportunities because they literally get in their own fucking heads and psych themselves out? Relationships. Like even. Oh, dude, even for me, there's this one opportunity. Well, there's this one opportunity my dad was telling me about, and he's like, Corey, you should really buy in on this stock. It's going to do really, really well. And I was like, I don't know, like if I should do that. Like, you do the hesitation. Oh, maybe a better time. Oh, maybe if I need to have a little more money in my account. Okay, well, maybe if I do that, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how many opportunities have you missed because you were hesitant? Because you were, I need to think about it. Like, how many times has thinking about it actually fucking helped you in life? I'll tell you this right now. Anytime I've had to think about it and not go with my gut intuition of saying like, yo, go fucking do this. Guess what? It's always turned out the exact opposite what I thought about was going to happen.
Thinking about also doesn't do anything for you. It just remains stagnant. So you never really know what.
But it's not even just that. But think about it. It's the I need to think about it. It's like, well, what the fuck are you thinking about? The fact that all these things that you need to think about is all past experiences where it's led you to the position you are today, which you really don't fucking like. So you don't like working in a gym? Well, quit fucking thinking about trying to go online. You don't like looking the way you do? Well, quit fucking thinking about trying to eat healthier or get on the plan. Or here's the thing. If you've been working hard and you've been trying this, but again, here's this. Even if you have an online business or you've been on your fitness journey or you've been doing shit and you haven't been successful and you're, I still need to think about it. Stop fucking thinking about it, because maybe that fucking thinking about it is the thing holding you back the whole fucking time.
So many things like in your life, how many things like have you thought about? And it's like, what does that really get you? You know, for a lot of business owners,
waste of time.
For a lot of business owners, the big thing is like, we want to hire people. We want to move forward. We want to get people to stop telling us, I'll think about it. You know, for those of you who are listening or who listen to this today, you know, if you want people to stop telling you, I'll think about it, and you want to close more deals, what are you thinking about in your life so fucking much? You know, that energy carries. That energy carries 100%. And a lot of the time, either you're all think about it makes you watch some other people who aren't thinking about it and they took action. Now you have to watch from the sidelines, or it doesn't do anything to you at all. Either way, you know, it's like if you're looking for forward movement, neither one of them are good scenarios either. So just take action, even if you fail, because if you fail, you'll learn from it, and then you'll benefit regardless.
Yeah. And here's the thing: like the only things we ever really need to think about, if you actually go think about it, is the things that we already know we need to fucking do to get better. Because prime example, How many of y'all listen to this shit? How many of y'all go put gas in your car? You go tell the guy at the pump, I gotta think about if I can afford putting gas in my car right. No, you just go fucking do it, because you know if you don't do it, you're not gonna get to your fucking job. It's gonna fuck you up. Same thing. Well, if are you going to restaurants? Oh, I need to think about the fuck? No, you're pulling out your credit card and you're just paying for that shit because that's what you don't hesitate. You don't think about that shit because you just do it. Then why is it these things that they present to us as an opportunity where from that gut feeling, we know it's like, oh, this is like exactly what I need to do to get me out of where I am today. Then what the fuck are you thinking about? If you've already been thinking about how shitty your life situation is, maybe stop thinking about that, because that's going to keep pulling you in there, because that whole thinking about it thing, it's that shitty ass little voice in the back of your mind that's going to do absolutely anything it possibly can to keep you away from changing the things that you need to change, so that way you can become better. It doesn't want you to go to those uncomfortable places, because it knows as soon as you go to that uncomfortable place, it's now going to start losing power over you, and you're going to now start breaking free of all these things that held you back before. But then this whole, I need to think about it. Well, you know what? Quit being a little bitch. Because even if you're on a sales call and you're trying to get someone in your program as well, and you need to, I need to think about what I need to say, right? You're already fucked. You're reacting. Because the thing is, if you're on a call and you are having this call and you're the one who's navigating, you're the one who's talking, you're the one who's dictating how the conversation's going, you're not asking questions from a reactive standpoint. You're asking questions with a progression of where you're wanting to go with it. So you know, okay, I'm asking this question. They're going to say either this, this, or this. And then when they say this, this, or this, I'm going to say A, B, and C. When they say 1, 2, and 3, and I say X, Y, Z. So that's what understanding what you really need to do. But that also comes down to the point with, stop holding yourself back from doing the things that's going to make you get better. Like, how many times do we talk to coaches inside of our program? Like, what is the biggest fear with sales calls? Like, why is so many people so scared to talk to people? Mm-hmm. I don't get it. And it's, let's be honest, no one likes to get rejected. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing.
And also,
you already know you're going to get rejected right off the bat.
Yeah, so, you should just assume that.
Yeah.
Also, social media has made the world such a bigger place. And like, we see so much negativity as well as positivity, but you know, we tend to see highlights of people's lives, but the way that you know, it's like one of those things, like you can do 20 different nice things and people forget about the nice things as soon as one negative thing pops up, and people tend to look at that one negative event, one negative scenario where somebody else experienced something bad that somebody said to them. And then I feel like that's also like one of those things that social media does to us that is not necessarily the best always. And since the world is such a bigger place now with social media, we get caught up in like, well, what are people really going to say to me? Like, are you know, if I talk to one person, are they going to go tell their one friend and their one friend and their one friend? Look, I get that a negative review most of the time, if you do something good for somebody and you do something nice for somebody, they won't always go tell their friend. Okay. But if you do something negative, they potentially will go tell their friend, and then that friend might tell something. But for the most part, on a sales call, you're not doing anything bad. You're just asking good questions. And even when you're in your program, you're doing your best to give good service. So those times are going to happen very, very little versus like the positive times, right? Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, getting someone in the program is just the finisher. Like, let's just finish getting everything, no matter which way it happens. Again, to go back to our sport analogy, with the back of our back, you can butt it in with your butt, you can head it in, you can shoot it. If you're playing basketball, you know, whichever way. Sometimes
little finger roll.
Little finger roll. It could be the craziest shot from half court, right? Whatever. It's one of those things that finishing is finishing no matter what, right? Finishing is finishing no matter what.
But it's finishing with confidence. Because honestly, like, and here's the thing, I like whenever I get on calls with people who want to come into ELC or whatever, like, right off the bat, I'm like, honestly, at the end of the day, whether you come work with me, you go do this on your own. Like, I just want you to do what's best for you. But the last thing I need to hear right now is I need to think about it, because we all know I need to think about it. That's just a cop out, because you're just scared of A, B, and C reason because of fucking what? Every past experience you've had where now that I need to think about it is going to keep controlling you to where a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years past, and you're still stuck in the same position. And these are the things that you really need to look at, which is at the end of the day, you just got to nut up and just go do your shit. The reason why those guys are so good at what they do is because they know they're going to fuck up. Like they know they're going to fuck up. Like Travis Kelce yesterday, going back to the Chiefs game, he's going to be a Hall of Fame tight end guaranteed. Guaranteed. Yeah, he had a ball stripped away from him and he made look like a little bitch about it. But again, he knew he was going to fuck up, but then he went back and then he slayed it again.
I've been watching the World Cup. Obviously, the World Cup's happening right now. And Messi the other day missed the penalty. The goalie blocked it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't sit there pouting. He just ran after the ball after, the goalie got it. And that was it. Went for the corner. Right. And just, again, in the sport aspect, some of these players, they just kind of like LeBron. He doesn't sit there and pout every 2 seconds. Somebody says something bad to him on the court, which I'm sure a lot of people do. But, to go back to this is like, you're going to have more opportunity. If you pouted every single time something went wrong, you'd never have a business at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Exactly.
I think for me, the message is clear. Quick little short podcast. I'll let you get back to Cancun if that's cool with you.
Hey, I'm going to go sit on that beach. I'm going to go drink mojito.
Bet. All right. Pod-A-Holics episode 32. Love showing up, even if it's just for 20 minutes. Much love, y'all. Peace.